just want to give some tips on how to do how to change out the mount for a 1996 GEO Prizm or the Corolla. It's the same vehicle for the most part. You'll have to verify the part numbers though. This is the toughest mount to change, because there's a refrigerant pipes here. This Prizm has the 7A FE 4-cylinder engine, and the I can't remember the transmission, 245E. I can't remember the transmission model number, but it's the same as a Corolla. They're pretty damn good. But you're gonna want to. I would recommend doing the this is a transmission mount. Do the transmission mount first. This one's the easiest one. Just you're supposed to have a engine support bar to hold up the engine, and I would do this one first, because to do that timing belt mount, I had to loosen all three other mounts so you can lower the engine on that side. But you want to have this one done. This one's kind of tough because you have to kind of move it around to align the holes to get it on there. But yeah, do this one first. Okay. So you'll need to support it's got this like subframe assembly, this big old bar, which is the jacking point according to the manual on the front. But I use the bottle jacks with the highest lift rate or lifting specification, lift height, and then I use the 4x4 treated 4x4. I bored a hole in the middle. It's flat on the inside. It's in there pretty snug, but you'll need something to hold these support bars up for the support frame assembly. And then as insurance, of course, I put that 4x4 with the jack under the oil pan with the flat part under the center. So you can have support for the engine, because you will have to lower it down. That's the front mount. Hey, once you lower this bar, it's not that hard to get to. But that's the front. That's where the back one goes. But it's pretty easy to get to once you lower the subframe assembly. I rebuilt like 80% of this car. Most of this stuff is new. But yeah, this is the hardest one. There's a trick to it. So you have to loosen this. This was on top originally, right there. This right here. But anyways, take this off. Take this bolt off. Remove the ABS modulator. Take this off, this bolt. Take off that one. You'll need to use a swivel extension. Swivel extension. It takes a 14mm socket. You have to maneuver your way. I went in from this side to get that bolt with the swivel socket, and then through in here with the swivel socket. You'll need to move these refrigerant pipes just a little, not enough to damage them. And okay, There's two, it's held on by, you need to get this off too. It's held on by 2 nuts below it. Okay. Yeah, right there. Hold on. Yeah, right there. Those 2 studs. Yeah, you got to take both of those off. Okay, do that. So once you have the bottom nuts of those loosened or removed, yeah, take that off. Take those 2 bolts off. This one's a tiny one. They're all 14 millimeter. And then you need to take this nut off. This one's a 19 millimeter socket. See, 19 millimeter. Normally I prefer a socket so I can torque it later to specification, what the engineers wanted. But there's not a lot of clearance right here. You can't really fit a socket. So I just use a wrench and just tighten it by hand. But normally the preferred way is a socket with a calibrated torque wrench. But yeah, so once you get these all loosened, it's tricky. Okay, so you have to lower the engine. I don't think you can lower it unless you at least take off the front and back one as well. So right now the front and back engine mounts are removed, and the subframe assembly, that gigantic metal bar on the bottom, that's been lowered. And the only thing that was holding up this engine was the engine support bar from Harbor Freight, and the piece of wood. And so, yeah, lower it, and then once you lower it enough, you'll be able to take this off. Oh wait, you got to lift it up. You know, you won't be able to move them out right away because this will be in the way. So once you lower the engine, maneuver this up. This should be loose. You should be able to move it around. I'm trying to remember. So you'll lift it up. You'll point it over here. I think I did mine over here. So I point it over here, and you're gonna have to move these pipes just a little. Like I said, the refrigerant pipes are in the way. That's why this is the hardest mount to do. And then we'll wiggle this out. You cannot take this out unless this little bracket's out of the way. So the mount's right here. Turn it that way to the right, diagonal, this little corner right here, and then get that bracket out. What I did is I flipped it upside down, sure it wasn't running into anything, and then I was able to get it out. But it's tricky. You'll have to maneuver it. And once you have this bracket out, you can maneuver this, the actual mount. You should be able to maneuver this mount. I pulled it to the left, diagonally, and I was able to get it out underneath the pipe. But don't be afraid to move the refrigerant pipes a little, the high and the low. They have a little bit of wiggling room. Just be careful. And put everything back together. Make sure you follow the torque specifications listed in the service manual. I don't just like impact wrenching bolts. Use the torque specified by the Toyota engineers. You need to get the service manual. But the only exception is this bolt right here. Just you can't really fit a socket, so just use a wrench. Just get it tight. Not too tight, but yeah, get it tight enough. And then, you can put thread sealant if you want. I'm out. I'm not using thread sealant, but I think it'll be fine. Like I said, just do the torque to Toyota specifications, and you'll be fine. And if you're going to use this, if you're going to use the Harbor Freight engine support bar, yeah, be careful. Don't just rely on it by itself. I upgraded the chains to more heavy-duty chains. The chains that this comes with, item 96524 Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. It comes with these really crappy chains. I don't trust them. It was like teapot metal. So upgrade to stock chains. They have like heavy-duty towing chains. Upgrade to that. The ones with like 5, 6, 7,000 pound ratings. Just get heavier duty chains. And then this pole it comes with, I don't really trust it. It feels like an aluminum bolt. I don't really trust this. I'll upgrade this later on, but definitely don't have this as the only thing holding up your engine. Like I said, support the engine oil pan with the 4x4 and a jack. Just have multiple things holding up the engine. Don't just rely on this. And that's it. Good luck.